she really loves swimming. She's originally from Italy, where she studied geology and got her master's in geochemistry and or geology. Since 2017, she's been working at the Geological Survey of Belgium, and since last year, she's enrolled as a PhD student at the University of Liège to complete a doctorate in engineering sciences and technology. So let's welcome Giorgia Stasi.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. So, my research, basically, it's on applied geophysics for deep mining and robotic autonomous exploration.
Okay.
So the main question is, why mining? So
Let's.
to answer to this, we have just to look around us. And if we look carefully, we see that 60 to 70% of the things that are surrounding us are coming from mining, from the computer to the glass that we are wearing, to the watch, or also some like the wall painter, because
Yes.
we have some minerals inside, or also even in the books. Maybe it's something that you never
Everything
think
comes
about
from
it,
the ground.
but yes, everything in one way or another, we are using resources from the earth. So it's very important. But when we think about mining, usually we think about an old guy coming back
Yes.
from home,
all
all
dirty.
black, exactly, or something like a Scrooge McDuck coming back, going looking for gold in the Klondike. So we are really have some things very specific.
Yes.
But now modern mining, it's a bit evolving. It's, and now we have machines that are doing the job of men and humans in general. And these machines are really big.
Okay.
We can see machines that are car size, or machines that they can be also a size of a little ship. The biggest mining machine, I think it's around 14 or 15,000 tons. So it's
Wow.
really huge. It's more than 150 meters length.
Very heavy.
It's
very big.
really a monster of machine.
Yes. Yes.
So
Okay.
what we are doing now, I'm working with the Robominers project, and we are trying to develop a prototype of autonomous robot for mineral exploration. Why we want to do it for a robot first, and that is autonomous. So we have to try to imagine the deepest mine on Earth. It's in South Africa,
Okay.
so it's already it's not the hottest, but it's already quite hot.
It's a hot place.
Yeah, and then it's deep. It's more than 4 kilometer depth. So
Or
yes,
it's like a mountain underground.
the Mont Blanc. We can Mont Blanc. We
Yes,
can imagine
something.
it on the other side.
Wow, you have to dive deep
Yes,
under our feet.
and at that depth, the temperature is around 60, 65 degree. So it's very hot. And
Yes.
yeah.
It's still maybe not dying hot, but too much for.
Well, 60, it's really, you cannot work
No, okay.
mining at 60.
It's like a sauna. Whew,
Ah, yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So your pores will be...
very good for health.
So what they do, the company there, they send underground ice to cool the air in the tunnel.
Oh,
So they have a temperature of around 30 degree. So it's a bit more easier to work. They already are using machine. So what we want to do now with our project is to substitute completely the humans.
okay.
And
Only machines.
So they don't have to put their nose underground, and they just stay on the surface. They control everything, of course. But then only the robot will take care of the job, because it's also a dangerous job.
Yes.
And so
And the robot goes. He's autonomous. So
yeah.
you leave him underground, and he just does the job by
He
himself.
has a special sensing device, and that's part of my research.
Okay.
Is to study some methods for the robot to go underground and look at the rock, and to select the rock that are interesting. So the one with the minerals that we want to extract,
Okay.
and the rock that is hosting those minerals. In this way, the robot itself can follow all the minerals and extract them and bring it to the surface.
Okay.
So my job is to teach the robot how to do this.
You're the teacher of the robot. How do you start?
You start with a little sensor that they detect the temperature, the pressure, but then we want to use another type of geophysical methods, that is to inject electrical current and then read the answer that we receive back.
Okay.
Because each rock, they have a different reaction to the current that we inject.
Okay.
So with this response, we can see where is the mineral that we want.
You recognize what it is that he's seeing, but he
Yeah.
can also, if he finds some rock, he knows that there is something close by. He knows where he should go next to look.
Yes, exactly. It's not something that is looking
Yes.
just on the front. You inject current, so the
Oh,
length.
it goes further.
Yeah, it's some meters, so you can already go up and down, right or left.
Okay. A question from Frédéric. What would be the lifetime of such a robot? I don't know if you already know.
For the moment, we are also studying the lifetime.
Okay.
We already took into account the methodology for excavation. If you're using a regular drilling tools, you have to change it already
Regularly,
in a
yes.
short lifetime, because
It uses
yes.
quickly. Okay.
And if the structure of the robot it's quite good, let's say,
How large is it actually?
it's the diameter, it's less than 1 meter. And the
Okay.
length is between 1 meter and 2 meters.
Okay,
It's
so
very
quite-
small for being a mining
It's
robot.
not the big ship of 15,000
No,
tons
not
anymore.
at all.
Okay.
Let's say it's the small friend of the ship.
The tiny friend. And so, yeah, how long can you use a robot like that underground?
We hope to use it for a few years, but of course, pieces they are gonna be substituted.
If you maintain it quite well, how is it?
The proper lifetime, we are
Yeah,
still
maybe
trying to
It's
understand
too early
which
in the
type
development.
of
How?
type of
Where
minerals.
are you in the development of this robot? Do you have a prototype already? When
We are
can we
building the
use
prototype, so at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small one. It's not as big as
Okay.
as the final robot. It's not going to be completely metal, because, of course, we still have to understand if the way of moving, so the feet and the arms of the robots are good with the locomotion system that we are studying.
Yes.
And to see if it is a good match with the environment of the mining environment.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
depends on the
yeah.
mine actually.
The mining is not a clean environment.
No.
So you have dust, but a lot of time you have water. So the robot must be able to work underwater.
Oh, you need a superhero robot. He can do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, impressive.
Yes. And the reason why we are building such a small robot is because here in Europe, I don't know if you're aware of that, but there are more than 11,000 abandoned mines.
11,000.
Yeah, probably there are more, but that we know so
Okay.
far. There
And
are
why
11,000.
are they abandoned?
It's because in the 19th centuries, even a bit before, we already exploited a lot here in Europe. But then they saw that going to South America or in
Was
Africa
more
or in Asia
interesting.
was cheaper.
Ah,
Was
it's a
cheaper.
bit like the talk we had before. Okay.
So that's why they moved all the extraction on other continent. But now they left a lot of resources
Yes,
in
it's
Europe.
still here. It's not
here,
extracted.
It's still there.
Okay.
And with the new development that we have in the mining industry, we can actually think to reopen them. But we don't have to think about reopen them with people going down.
Yeah, that's
It's
not happening
robots,
anymore.
Yeah. It's we can say that it's a green new type of mining, green mining type.
Cool. Well, a question from Aline. So the goal is to detect, study what kind of metals we can find so deep under the surface. That is the goal of the robot, to really go and find all these things.
Yes.
But your job is to make the robot really economically usable for mining.
Yes. The range of development of this type of robot it's several years. So we're talking at least about 20 years of development, because now all the engineering part is still the miniaturization, especially for some parts, is not yet there. So we
Okay.
have to wait a bit. But we can already think if there are going to be some steps in the future. So we can say, okay, this is going to be the shape. We are going to need this type of cable, this type of sensor, but that we don't have now. But
Yes, you're
we
fine-tuning
know
the-
that we're going to have it. It's
Okay.
just that we have to wait to have it.
I see, I see. Well, two questions, but that are working onto each other. Could that robot be used in space in the future? And another one like on Mars?
We hope so.
Yes.
Yes, once it's completely autonomous, then we can use it everywhere.
Anywhere, yes. You can send it out and it does its job like
Yeah.
like the satellites we send already to space.
Yes, and it's developing this type of technology. It's also part for space exploration, because with the resources that we have now on Earth, we cannot afford completely to send all humanity out in space.
No.
So we need to have metals, other minerals from other sources, and the other sources are planets or asteroids. And
Yeah.
so we need to look after that as well.
Are you curious to go study the geology not of Earth but of other planets?
Yes, I'm a bit passionate about that
Yes.
as well. Yes, so
Okay.
beside my job, I'm following also space exploration and
Oh,
planetary geology. Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think you told me about it already, but I think it's really very interesting. You said that the tallest mountain is actually not Mount Everest, but Mauna Kea, and for a
Yes.
very interesting reason.
Yes, we have to think from where we are counting the altitude of the mountain.
Okay.
So from Everest, let's say we are counting it from the sea level. So from the level of
Yes,
the sea.
that's 0.
So that is 0.
Yes.
If we count the highest, so the top of the Everest is 8,800 and something.
Okay.
So if we do the same for the Mauna Kea, so in Hawaii, from the sea level, it's just a couple of thousand meters. So
Not much.
it's really small compared to Everest.
Yes.
But if we see completely the mountain of the body of the Mauna Kea, and we count from the floor, from the ocean surface, it's really big. It's 17 kilometers.
Okay.
It's quite tall.
So the mountain is not just what we see.
No, it's coming from the ocean floor. The ocean floor is, let's say, the beach that we have
Okay.
on the bottom of the sea.
Any mountain in the sea is much larger than a mountain that is on a continent.
This is a special case because it's a volcano. So
Okay.
the formation is a bit different.
It's different.
And in the case of Hawaii, we are talking about hotspot. So it's the lava itself that is coming out in the earth in random places.
Okay.
So in this case, for Hawaii, you just have the growth of the mountains from the ocean base, and they grew up. But for regular mountains, you have a lot of other way for the
Another
creation.
formation process.
Yeah, usually you have the plaque interaction.
Yes,
And
the
so,
the tectonic plates crash into
yeah, and
each
you have
other.
orogenesis.
Okay.
And there, then you have to decide. That's why we took the sea level as a 0, as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you start to have a lot of
Yes.
debate.
So it's just a way to count
Yes.
the heights. It's not the real height of the mountain, you
No.
can say. Okay. I don't think we have. Are there any other questions from the public? You can ask in any language. It doesn't have to be English. I can translate. No worries. But then we can go on to something else, like diamonds.
Ooh.
It's like the superstar of geology, I think, the most wanted mineral. Is it a mineral? No.
Yes, it's a mineral. Yeah.
A mineral from Earth that is very valuable. And they say that diamonds are forever, but that's not entirely true.
Not really. So first of all, we have to divide the diamonds that we see in the jewelry, so in the nice ring.
Yes.
Those are not the diamonds that geologists are interested into.
Okay.
Because they are pure, they don't have anything inside. We are really curious about those type of diamonds that they trapped some other little minerals or some little particle of airs or water, because then we can study what's inside. This is because diamonds are formed really deep. So once we retrieve them on the surface, we can actually study the same condition that are deep on Earth. And this is how we discover the temperature, the pressure of deep.
So the diamonds tell you something that's even deeper than what the robot can see in the...
Oh yes, well, it's way deeper.
How deep is it?
The structure of the Earth is structured with the nucleus. Then we have the mantle that is liquid, and then we have the crust. And on the top of the crust, there is us. Then the crust is quite thin if we think about it. We have a medium of 11, 12 kilometers of thickness. If you go on the ocean, we have around 6, 8. If we go on the big craton like Australia, Canada, or Siberia, we reach 15, if not 20 kilometers thickness. So it's really different.
Okay.
But then the mantle, it's few thousand kilometers down. So that's where we have the information, and we will never reach there with the...
No, that's impossible.
That's impossible. So we have to rely on this type of information.
Wow.
But then diamonds, when they go, they suffer quite a lot pressure and temperature. So if we want to date something, give an age to some rocks or to see the evolution of some part of Earth, we have to rely more on zircons.
Oh, okay, zircons.
So,
and
we usually think about zircons like the little friend of diamonds. So it's not really...
Yes, you hear about like the fake diamonds, the ones they use instead of diamonds, but not so good.
But instead, it's really useful to date to give an age to the rocks.
So in geology, the zircon is much more interesting than the diamond.
In a few cases, yes. Let's say that the ratio.
Okay, it depends.
Yeah, but it's definitely way more useful, the zircons, for this kind of research than the diamonds.
Interesting. And a small personal question: what is your favorite mineral? Do you have one, and why?
My favorite mineral, that's a difficult question. We have so many beautiful minerals. Yeah, yes. There is a lot.
Wow. Do you know how many, just to have an idea?
So I can tell you that for my mineralogy exam at the university, where we study just minerals, so
all of them,
their structure, their composition, I had to learn more or less 120 minerals with their formula and all the geometry. But in those 120 is just also big families. We have families in the minerals.
Families of minerals.
Yes.
So you have subfamilies.
Yeah, exactly. Because the composition then can change a lot. So we really have a lot of minerals, and we are still discovering new one.
Oh, okay.
So it's a really good job.
Yes.
And it's really nice then if you have a mineral named after yourself, if you can discover one.
Oh yeah, certainly. Like the new species that are discovered. Yeah. And how did you go into this study field? So
when I had to decide which university to do, the first things that I wanted to do was like to have a job afterwards that allows me to stay a lot of outside, because I didn't want to stay all the time inside. So then you already screw. It's
quite a bit. Yeah, so geology, you thought, I will be going outside, digging up some rocks.
And then I was always fascinated by mountains and how they were originated and all the weird structure that maybe you see from time to time, the fold, or the color of the rocks that are so different sometimes in such small places. It was something really curious. It was out of curiosity, let's say, mostly.
You wanted to know what you were
Yeah,
seeing.
and it's also geology. It's really a broad,
Yes.
a broad topic. You can study geobiology, so you have a bit of biology inside. You can study planets, so you have some astronomy as well inside. You have chemistry. You have physics.
Different directions you can.
Really, you can space a lot.
If anyone is interested in studying geology, you have many choices.
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you very much, Georgia. It's been
Thank you.
super interesting, and it was nice meeting you.
Thanks a lot to you.
We loved it a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.